an international book blogger. Why an international? Because I think in Armenian, I read in Russian, and I write in English. My book blog has everything about Agatha Christie books. And if you want to know which one is the best for me or which one you should start reading from, or if you have a few books but you don't know, oh my God, scratched one. You don't know what's the next book you're gonna take from Agatha, then this video is from you. For you, I dropped a few. Okay, so here's the deal. I already have this blog in my website, which is called Book Summary Insight, and they are based on my own opinion. I read 12 of her books, and here's my personal rankings. For me, the best Agatha Christie books is The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. I'm gonna show it right here in with English, cover of the book because I have it in Russian, like I said. And no spoilers, I promise, no spoilers ahead. So, just a little bit intro about the book. The story is about a doctor who visits Roger Ackroyd, on the day of his murder. Later the evening, after returning home, he receives a mysterious phone call from an unknown person informing him that Roger is dead. Rushing back to the residence of this very wealthy man, he finds that Roger has indeed been killed, and an investigation is beginning. And of course, Hercule Poirot, I hope I pronounced it the correct way, starts the investigation. It's a really good one because you can never ever guess who is the killer. Next one, and then there were none. Probably you've heard about this book because there is a very famous movie made based on this book. So this is one of her most mysterious books. It is also known 10 Little Indians, but in some cases the title is a bit of racistic. And this is why most of us know this book as Then There Were None. So this is a story about strangers who seem to have no connection with each other, but all of them share a dark past. And they are invited into a house which is situated on an island, and they are hosted by you and Owen, unknown. And then mysterious things happen, and one gets killed after another. You have to guess who's the killer. You can never guess. Murder on the Orient Express. This one is also very famous because a very famous movie was made upon this book. And this is also one of my favorite books because it touched my soul. There is a very sad story behind the book. And again, you can never guess who's the killer. This is a good puzzle to solve. And this is again one of the cases of Hercule Poirot. Hercule Poirot? What? Hercule Poirot. Okay. Uh, he tries to find out who's the killer of this man, Wretched, who before the day he was killed asked Poirot to help him because he thought he was gonna die. That's on the Nile. This is 8 out of 10 for me because I almost guessed the killer, and it had quite an interesting plot. Lynette is a beautiful and wealthy young woman vacationing in Egypt with her husband and a group of friends. Her former friend Jacqueline couldn't bear the fact that Lynette married her ex-fiance and arrives to Egypt. And here starts something mysterious happening with Lynette. And of course, someone gets killed and you have to guess the killer. This is one of the lines again of the book where Hercule Poirot is investigating. And I noticed that whenever he is investigating, it's almost impossible to guess who is the killer. And the plot is more interesting. The murder on the links. The story begins again with Poirot receiving a letter from a man named Paul Renaud, who claims his life is in danger and begs Poirot to come to France immediately. But by the time Poirot arrives, bad things already happened. Renaud has been found dead in a freshly dug grave on a golf course, stabbed in her back with a letter opener. The case is full of unexpected twists. There is mysterious woman dressed in mourning, a jealous son, a secret past, and of course the French detectives who are trying to focus on footprints, sorry, come up with logical things. But it's hard to guess, but this one I think you can if you really pay attention on the details. I want to say that when I read Agatha Christie books, I make notes like this and I try to concentrate on, some events. And I write here important things and then I want to guess. But it's not always possible, because, very often Agatha gives you information about the killer at the very end. Moving forward, uh one more book that is called Crooked House. I rated it 6 out of 10. Um this doesn't feature Poirot, by the way, but another investigator, Miss Marple. But it's also mysterious and hard enough to guess. The story is told through Charles Hayward, who is in love with Sophia, but things take a dark turn when Sophia's wealthy grandfather, Leonidas, I guess, is found dead, poisoned in his own crooked-looking mansion. Naturally, Charles gets pulled into the investigation, and Charles is the storyteller, and it doesn't take long to realize that almost everyone in the house had a motive to kill the old man. And it's really hard to guess like this. And especially, like I said, that the most of the information is given at the end of the book. Sleeping Murder. I rated it 6 out of 10, and this is about the crime that happened in the past. Now, this one was interesting. It happened long, long ago, and when Gwenda moves back to England from New Zealand, she is starting remembering things, especially connected with the house, walls, doors, and stuff like that. And her childhood memories begin to resurface. Um, and some memories start to haunt her. With the help of Miss Marple, Gwenda slowly uncovers the truth and comes to a very dangerous place. And but hopefully everything ends well. And you can, I assume, guess the killer in this one. The ABC murders. Who can dare to challenge Hercule Poirot? I think only a madman. And this time, it's not a single murder. There are a series of murders happening alphabetically, meaning the people who die, their name starts with the letter A, B, C, and every time the killer warns Hercule Poirot about the murder that is going to happen somewhere, and they run for uh for the killer to find the killer. Each time the crime is accomplished, Poirot goes there and finds a railway guide. And well, later on, they do find the killer. It's not hard to guess who the killer is, but this one wasn't that interesting. I think the plot was not that interesting as the previous ones. Same refers to black coffee. Um, I mean, not bad. It's about a physicist who is about to discover a top secret formula, and there are lots of people in his own house that have a motive to kill him. One for the money, one for the formula, and Poirot is here. And the twist is around the coffee mugs that are in the library where the Sir Claude was found dead. And not one of the best books that I've read, but it's still, I mean, it's you can pass the evening with that book. It's just like 280 pages, a few hours read. The same kind of story is about the body in the library. They found the dead body of a girl in the library of people who have no clue who this lady is. The police begin digging. They even suspect the neighbor that they have living near, who is a producer or something. Uh, I think you can guess who the killer here is. But again, the story was twisted and it was very far from the place where it happened, with others sort of killers not related with the place where he died, whatever, whatever. Um, yeah, this is not the first book that I would advise you to pick, but again, it's a way to pass the evening. Appointment with Death. I think this is the first one of the first books that I've read from Agatha Christie. It's about a very annoying and wicked woman, Mr. Boynton, that is vacationing in Middle East. And among the vacationing people, there's Hercule Poirot, who is investigating her death. For me, it's 4 out of 10. Halloween Party is another 4 out of 10. And this is about a young girl named Joyce that claims she once witnessed a murder. No one takes her seriously until she's found drowned in the apple bobbing bucket later that night during a Halloween party full of people. This is not one of the most favorite books of mine because you shouldn't ever take not seriously a girl's like 11, 12 years girls talking about murder. It's one of the stories where you realize the key to solving the murder lies in the past, and again, Poirot has to dig through old secrets and forgotten crimes. He does this in a very, very, very professional way, but so many things happen in this book, you don't follow all of it. And since a lot of this stuff has happened in the past, um, yeah, it's 4 out of 10, definitely for me. And my least favorite one is the Book of Small Stories. Is The Mysterious Mr. Keen. I show it to you in Russian. I think this is the book that I mean I came across here where this few pages were left and I dropped it. I couldn't even read it because this is not a whole story. This is a book of different small stories and so many characters are embedded in one story. So many stuff happens. So when you start finally realizing what's happening in the first line, then another not connected one is happening here. So yeah, I have it because I bought this book with like a few ones together, like complex, and this one came with it. So this is my first least favorite, 2 out of 10, and I'm giving it 2 because there were the first one I think it was interesting. This is all I wanted to say about Agatha Christie's book. Hope this was interesting. I hope you will visit my blog and see other interesting posts. Hope my blog can help you pick your next book, and I will see you in the next video.